Howdy everybody, how y'all doing? Well, have you felt like you've been wandering around these dusty trails all alone, trying to find a video game that you could just sit back and enjoy, avoid all these modern sensibilities and the buzz of daily life? Well, you're not alone, because there's an oasis for people like you and me called That Game Place. And you can go over and check out their YouTube channel, where they've got some great commentary, gameplay, reviews of modern games, and recommendations of some really old classics that'll keep you, enjoying life, and be able to take that break, and a little bit of entertainment distraction now and then. So, go check out That Game Place, and hang out with people like me. Well, see you out there on the dusty trail. Bye.
Hey there, I'm Flo from Under a Rock, and I'm here today to tell you about That Game Place. They're a bunch of good
Hitman.
What? Folks who are passionate about games. In fact, they were
Once human.
a bunch of friends who came together around that park place and thought the game space could use their valuable
Monopoly.
insights. Sometimes they'll tell you how to
Minecraft.
look into if a game is a good fit for you and review the
Hades.
upcoming games. This team of
Codenames.
intelligent people will
Scrabble.
collect all the pertinent data points as well for your
Pandemic.
studious needs. Jonas J. Campbell, the
Dishonored.
investigative reporter for that park place and Culture Casino, he's specifically
Yahtzee. Hey.
well-informed.
God of War.
Oh, Wilson, come on now. What are you? Now you're just. What are you doing?
Oh, well, I was just looking into various games. I didn't know what was good or not. Trying to pick what thing to play next and maybe get a bit of background information in the process.
Oh yeah,
So I was asking Alexa what game I could play.
yeah.
Oh, I know a good game I could play with Alexa.
What's that?
Who to vote for?
Or you can just go to That Game Place and subscribe and stay up to date on games.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, hello. Hey.
Who kept playing all those different ads and intros? It couldn't have been anyone stalling for time as they collected their links into StreamYard, could it?
Maybe.
Could have been. You know who it could have been? It could have been my good friend over there from. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but me and Culture Casino, we're buddies, we're pals,
Yeah.
we're friends.
We're friends.
We're gonna shoot a movie together.
Oh, sounds good to me.
I'll tell you all about it some other time. But until then, I need to bring in the scriptwriter of that movie over from Tooneytown TV and Tooneytown Wrestling, my good friend, Mr. Marvin the Movie Monster.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you today?
Hey, Marvin.
Fantastic. Have we got funding secured for the movie yet?
Yeah, basically, this is all just a big ploy because I'm going to write the movie, and then once it's out, I'm going to make a video called Everything Woke about that movie.
Ooh,
And,
ooh, that's a great strategy.
Just rake in those advertising dollars.
Perfect.
I got to tell you, I'm not sure that is the most monetizable subject on YouTube right now. Some people get pretty angry. I still get messages from people that are very angry that I would say anything bad about Velma of all
Oh,
Wait
well,
a
it's
minute.
gone now. Who cares?
Yeah, I was gonna say it was so you were so wrong that they canceled the show. Jonas.
So very wrong. But you know what is so very right? We've got somebody else joining us. Our good friend, the editor-in-chief of Bounding into Comics. Also, I appreciate his bold stances in the culture war space, Mr. Spencer Baculi.
Hello, Spencer.
So are you guys going to pay me like really, really well to like AstroTurf this movie? Like that's what I'm hoping for here. I have no role yet, but as press, I want you to know that my services are purchasable.
If he's talking about what I think he's talking about, I think there actually is something for you to do in it.
Yeah.
Oh, great! I can't wait to be the catering towel boy, the guy who cleans up, the janitor.
Well, plus, don't forget diversity hire. I mean, you got to get that sweet funding.
Diverse.
That's right. You guys got to put me out in front of the camera so I can say, I'm so glad the way Culture Casino and Jonas adapted this is better than the way it was by its original author, which is so dated.
All right, there you go.
You know what's funny is I haven't even decided what we're adapting yet. But you know what? Speaking of funding sources, I just want to say thank you very much to Butterbiscuit92 for $2.
What?
Favorite stream of the week. Let's go.
Mine
Is that
too.
so? Butterbiscuit
it's
was
one
in
of
my
those-
stream last week.
Uh-oh.
Beefy
Uh-oh.
arms right there with consummate V's.
But we all come together here. We're super friends.
I know.
We're like
just-
Voltron, or the Justice League, or the Wonder
Like the
Twins.
regular league, right? Not the Zack Snyder Justice League where it's just a bunch of murderers. There's a bunch of murderers hanging around.
If we're the super friends, then I want to be Apache Chief.
Apache Chief was awesome. Loved Apache Chief.
Have you seen that episode of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, where it's like,
Yes.
Sir, there's an Apache Chief here to see you. Which one? No, he says that's his name, Apache Chief. TGB Monster for $2. Hi, everyone. Howdy, howdy. Well, howdy, howdy to you.
Howdy, 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 howdy.
Howdy, 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 ho.
There we go.
Marvin, do you know the rest of that song?
I'm assuming it's more howdy, 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 how.
No. It's heedy.
Oh, yeah, no, I did know that. I did.
Yeah. Ruby Hove with a $2 super sticker. It is a dancing, smiling Shiba Inu looking dog with hearts emanating off of it. And that's us right now when we receive a super sticker from Ruby Hove. And
That's
then
right.
Jay. Oh, Jay, bless you, Jay, with a $4 super sticker. And it is a big cup of coffee.
Oh, I need it
today.
I need it. Yeah, so we gotta soothe my savage throat today. I do not know what happened, but oof.
With coffee?
No, I don't know what I did. I woke up with a sore throat. I was like, what is going on?
Well, we are. I think the remedy for a sore throat is, of course, video games, and we'll be talking about those in just a moment. But look at this right here. But I love Butter Biscuit's super chats because he always does them in a way that kind of ribs the people on the panel. Not too hard, but just a little bit. Butter Biscuit 92 for $5. Yeah, I became a member of Marvin's channel, and he immediately makes fun of the great Batman theme from the movie. I want a refund.
Well, there you go.
What Batman theme did I make fun of?
Batman.
No, I would never make fun of that.
Or are we talking about the atmospheric one
I think
from
it's.
Hans
I think it's.
Zimmer?
No, I'm pretty sure I was making fun of the fact that in the Batman, every 10 seconds we hear bum bum bum. Bum,
It's the equivalent of the Wonder Woman guitar.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here for like 2 feet from a copy of the Batman on 4K, and I still haven't seen it. I still have
Okay,
not watched it.
let me save you 2 hours. Let me save you 2 hours and 20 minutes of your life.
Okay.
Batman pretends to be a detective, tells people he's Batman, and then the fake Riddler.
What?
And credits. It was bad. It was a really bad movie.
Well, I mean, he's the Riddler, but he's a different version of the Riddler. He's like a Zodiac killer version of the Riddler.
Okay. Okay. See, that makes sense to me because when I saw that design,
Riddler.
very much fake Riddler. But you know what we're here to talk about at this point?
Games.
A fake video game company.
Oh, can I say hi to everybody who showed up today? Because we had a lot of people pop in early. Thank you for being here. Emily was here. Good to see Emily this morning. D Bud,
You talking about
bass
Emily
player,
Kruger?
Angmar.
Forgotten Prime.
Yeah,
How about Angmar WK?
Yeah.
Or the wrench among wrenches, D Bud Martin.
D Bud, yeah. And we got Morgan King out there, Tom F, low spec.
Bass player iffy. The Batman score was awful. Ooh, now I'm going to have to check that one out. Captain Fandom Nerd is here. Radial Drago. Snortopus Cuber. What? Snortopupus. Sorry.
Yeah, that's our favorite Florida polar bear right there. So.
Ooh, look out. Snortapoopus.
Yeah. Just stay away from Polk County, folks. Polk County is no bueno.
What are you talking about from storm reasons, or are you
Yes,
insulting
storm
the good
reasons.
name of Polk
N-
County?
No,
They don't pronounce
Nothing.
the L or the K. You got to kind of position your mouth as if you're gonna go to the L and the K, but it's Polk County.
Yeah, I've always put the at least some kind of ending consonant.
Pokey County.
No.
No.
Oh, that's a sorry. No, that's in the Panhandle. But that being said, let's talk about Ubisoft here.
Yeah,
because,
this a fake company. Fake company.
Ubisoft might cut staff by 40% or around
Oof.
8,000 people amid rumors of buyout. This from That Park Place. At least one analyst speculates Ubisoft might cut its staff. A rumor from Bloomberg's Venisi-Chan Dong Xiao, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and Benoit Berthelot claims that Tencent Holdings and the Guillemot family are considering options, including a potential buyout of the French video game developer after it lost more than half its market value this year, according to people familiar with the matter. I haven't checked on the Ubisoft stock price at this point. The market might be closed in France.
Oh yeah, it's closed. No, actually, it closes in 40 minutes, 48 minutes.
Yeah, so right here, this doesn't look so bad right there. It's just nice up and downs until you go out to the 5-year view and realize that since 2021, the beginning of 2021, they've lost almost 80% of their value here, currently valued at 1.7 billion euros. And that is an unacceptable amount of loss. So now the theory is, first of all, the thing, they will be facing layoffs, because whenever anything on the level of what they're talking about happens, they always fire somebody. They could finish Assassin's Creed Shadows tomorrow, and the only reward waiting for those people on the other side is a layoff. It's
that probably has been the plan the entire time.
Yeah. So that is a tragedy. I'm not saying that's how it should happen. I'm just saying from a business standpoint, it is what happens. And with the reception of Star Wars Outlaws, I would drag out those that DLC or whatever changes are supposed to be hitting next month. Drag that out for as long as possible while you get your resume in order. The CV, your CV, as they call it over there in Europe. This is a large amount of people, 8,000 people at this point. The report added the Chinese tech company and the Guillemot brothers have been speaking with advisors to help explore ways to stabilize Ubisoft and bolster its value. The people said, asked not to be identified, discussing a private matter. One of the possibilities being discussed would involve teaming up to take the company private, according to the people. Rumor comes in the wake of the firm AJ Holdings calling for Ubisoft to be sold and taken private. In an open letter, they did so. Does somebody want to summarize that here for our audience?
Yeah, I can do it pretty easy. AJ Investments is a minor investor in Ubisoft. They have less than 1% in the company. They recently put a call to, a call to arms, a call to rally, saying you got to take this thing private because you guys are, the Guillemot brothers, they are losing money. They are beholden to Tencent. It's not working out for investors. And while in America, we would go, you have less than 1%, you really don't have a say. Apparently, there is a law in France that allows minority shareholders to trigger what is it, culture, like not buyout, private talks, privatization talks.
They can trigger a forced sale. They can do. They actually have 3 different remedies from what I was to gather. But yeah, it's the 30% rule. So
that's what it is. There we go.
They can cobble together up to 30, I guess they have to get a minimum of 30%. Correct, Jonas, in order to force action.
I'm actually not that familiar with French securities law.
I only dinged it over to you, Culture, because you were the one who knew all the law stuff last time we talked.
Well, that's exactly what it is, though. It's order to force remedy, and the remedy in this case would be a forced sale or a force shift in leadership, etc. So they're after everything. If you read their letter, it's fairly explicit into the remedies they're seeking, and you can't blame them, because Yves Guillemot or whatever you want to say, Yves.
It's a French Y, which is an E, and the S is silent. Yves.
Yves Gumont. I don't know. I like it. And you keep trying to teach me how to say words, and I'm just going to say them my own terrible way. I got a we for you. Anyway, yes. Look, Ubisoft's in big trouble, and they've violated, as somebody suggested in the chat, their fiduciary duty. Here in the States, that's what we would call it. If they did, in fact, and this is another story we may cover today, I don't know, if they did, in fact, conspire with Tencent to drive down the stock price artificially.
Which is really a fascinating accusation at this point. Somebody pointed out that Tencent is not usually in practice of buying companies that aren't successful on some level, but
yeah, that was part of a recent video that was Endymion dropped, I believe. What you're quoting?
Oh
there.
yeah,
and,
I did watch that video today. I didn't mean to not credit him for that, but he does make a good point there.
Yeah, it was one of the developers that had been with Ubisoft for a very long period of time, developing obviously tens of games, according to Endymion, and basically said Tencent's not in the habit of buying companies that are losing money, which I understand. You want to buy a company that's making money. So, the only thing of value that Ubisoft has anymore, Jonas, I believe, is their IP library. Does anybody disagree with that?
No, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, and just to give an indication of where they are on that, here's another story. Ubisoft's Prince of Persia: Lost Crown looks like another sales loser, going to the Steam concurrence on this one. I actually hear this is a good game.
It's actually a really, really good game.
Yeah, and
People
that it probably wasn't an overly expensive game to make, or shouldn't have been an overly expensive game to make, because it is a 2D, probably I don't know if we want to say 2.5D side scroller, right?
I'd say 2.5. That works.
Yeah,
and it's about
in the Metroid Dread comes to mind as one of those games that it's. I don't think there's any complaints about it. It just seems that Prince of Persia is not what it used to be. Prince of Persia, obviously, the heyday would have been back in the PS2 GameCube era, where they did 3 or 4 games in a row. They had their Mission Impossible 2 moment with the Warrior Within, where they decided to give him the long hair and the grim dark.
He went edgy. They gave him a new metal soundtrack. It speaks to the generation.
Oh, thank you very much for that. It comes to mind because my daughter and I are going through the Mission Impossible movies, and I'm going to have to explain what happened on Mission Impossible 2. Let me tell you about MTV.
She's just gonna see the first 10 minutes and start crying and like, Daddy, you said Mission Impossible, not whatever this is.
We just have to get to the third one. It'd be one thing. The first one is very much a 90s action film. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Not to deviate too much here. This is supposed to be I'm ADHD brain taking me off course here. This is supposed to be one of their biggest IPs. Obviously, Assassin's Creed. I feel like Assassin's Creed was supposed to be a deviation from Prince of Persia. Ibn al what's the name of the first assassin that they feature in the series? And now
Altair.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Altair. And now we have
the only one I ever remember.
Right.
Well done.
They have a bunch of franchises that are generic in value. Apparently, they have the access to Avatar. Also, not hearing that the sales of Avatar are very good.
No, they were bad. They were bad. And as a comparison, apparently somebody's article released that the early pre-sales for the latest Assassin's Creed were only 7% of Avatars, and so Avatar was terrible.
Yeah,
so that's not good.
I just don't see I mean, they have IP, and whenever they get around to Beyond Good and Evil, I have very little hope for that, because it's kind of an activist
no
game
way
in and of itself.
Yeah,
she's supposed to be a photojournalist.
I just don't even think it's ever going to come out.
Yeah. Well, at least not under this company in its current form. Right now, it seems like that Tencent buyout is it's the easiest path for the company, and it's going to be very difficult for them to go against the gravity, I think, of that. I think gravity is pulling them towards a Tencent buyout, because the other opportunity here is Tencent knows the value of this IP, and it is worth more than 1.7 billion euros.
Oh yeah, their IP catalog is worth multiple billions of dollars. I mean, you can't even imagine anything Tom Clancy, whether it be Rainbow Six or Splinter Cell or any of that. Those are worth a pretty penny.
Oh yeah.
And let me see if I can pull this up here. My good friend Valiant Renegade pointed this out, and this was one of the reasons that we knew that this game was going to be delayed, or one of the reasons he predicted it was going to be delayed, and he was correct in that. October 30th, 2024 is when they release their earnings call. We probably won't be covering that on the Valiant Renegade channel, because it's probably going to be in French, and my French is not that good. It's barely enough to order eggs in France. But there was a quiet period that started on the 30th of last month. So if they were going to delay it, they had to announce it before then, because, but what does a quiet period mean, Culture?
Oh, just that they don't do anything or talk about anything publicly as far as company business until they release their earnings. That's
right.
What it is.
Which is really interesting, because here Ubisoft appears to confirm rumors it's taking the company private with Tencent. Right there. Now, let's see here. Last week, Bloomberg, again, same article, claimed Tencent Holdings and the Guillemot were considering options here. It's essentially the same quote here. They have to address this, but they legally can't address this at the same time, because the company is going to need to change hands. They're going to have an earnings call. They don't want to have to answer all of those questions on the earnings call. This mirrors so many things that we're talking about. It's like an alternate reality version of what we've been following with Disney over the last several years.
Yeah, and yet it's odd, because the belief is that the French government may step in and stop China from acquiring Ubisoft, because they've been very protectionist.
Yeah.
They've been very protectionist recently, and I don't know if you've been paying attention to any of the culture stuff in France, but they've been very protectionist when it comes to their culture, and they consider Ubisoft basically a part or an extension of their culture. So, what's his name? Macron, the super popular guy over there that everybody loves. He's been making waves in a positive way for a change, by basically trying to prop up and isolate French culture, believe it or not, which is hard to do when you've invited a bunch of people from other countries that hate you to come in and stay there.
I've never seen one of these from a French standpoint. I think there's obviously the accusation that this is a woke company that's gonna come up in the space anyways. I think there is probably something to it based on some of the things that we've seen. The whole Yasuke situation itself kind of lends itself towards that intention to make a cultural comment. The French are more likely to talk about that stuff in general. They've always viewed themselves as they're very into that revolutionary spirit. It's funny that America, in some ways, in that same way, but not quite the same. We didn't get as bloody in our revolution.
I mean, they did help us out. They were like, "Oh, you guys are having a revolution? Heck yeah, we'll give you guns. Like, let's go."
That's true.
It helped to cripple obviously the English, which they were fine with.
Yep. And the whole Citizen Genet situation that could have gone very different in America. Anyways, not to give everyone a history lesson here, but I think we're going to be waiting with bated breath. Hopefully, we don't have to wait until October the 30th to get an answer on that. However, we do have some good news in the gaming space. I've been watching this show. It's about it's based on Journey into the West. And this guy, he doesn't hold a staff, and he doesn't actually look like a monkey. But there's a game based off of that Journey into the West that is apparently the most popular thing that you can make a game about. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has huge early access.
You're wrong there, Jonas. I can't believe it. He does have a staff. No, he has a staff.
You are wrong.
I'm willing to be wrong.
And he does look like a monkey. He has a tail.
He does. But he was actually drawn in the original Dragon Ball to resemble a monkey.
And he
Like,
turns
space
into
shit and
one.
everything.
I knew he had a
And
tail
when
at
he
the
goes
beginning
Super
of Dragon
Saiyan
Ball.
4, he gets his monkey fur back.
but by the time I'm okay, I'm like 20 episodes in on Dragon Ball Z. He doesn't have the tail back.
Oh no, Marvin and I
mean,
are just being farts.
Yeah, no, it's also
Me
important to remember that he never gets blonde hair, and there's no character in it named Frieza, and yeah, just all that good stuff. All factual info.
No,
but...
I don't think that's true. I've seen a guy. There's a guy named Cell. Actually, Frieza. It took me a while before I would accept that Frieza is actually a male, because that voice, that sounds like an evil lady. I'm just gonna say it. Anyways, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has huge early access launch with over 91,000 peak concurrent players and very positive reviews. Sorry, I started it. I had to finish it. Go ahead, Marvin.
No, I am one of those 91,000 peak concurrent players. I got early access, and I've been playing for 2 days.
Okay, so I have to ask you then, is it true that you had to have paid at least $100 in order to get early access to this game?
I'm trying to remember what I paid. Something around there, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Number 16 on the Steam concurrence list. And not only is the game seeing a monster early access, but players are giving the game very positive reviews on Steam. Demiga wrote, best Dragon Ball game I've ever played compared to Xenoverse, Breakers, Fighters, and Kakarot. I can say that this game is by far the most entertaining Dragon Ball game I've ever played. Please provide your counterpoint, sir.
How do you know it's wrong?
Oh, no, yes, I have.
Oh, I didn't know you were playing it early access.
So I have it. And also, no, it's good, but I'm a personal fan of Fighters. I think Fighters is the best Dragon Ball game ever made. I think that's
I can't stand Fighters.
That captures the actual combat of the game to me, like 1-to-1. So I love Fighters more than anything. I'm also an actual competitive fighter player. So
it's a 2D fighter. I can't get into it.
Yeah, that's why I love it.
When I play a Dragon Ball game, I want to be flying all over the place. I want to be destroying things. That's why.
I don't know. I can do that. I can do that in Fighters, except for flying. I can fly because I can fly across the screen.
The thing that I loved I loved the Budokai Tenkaichi series, and that is what this is a sequel to. And we haven't had a new Budokai Tenkaichi since I think the PlayStation 2. So I was very, very excited to get this game, and maybe the 360 PS3R. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, I was super excited to get this game, and it plays just like the Budokai Tenkaichi games. It's exactly what I wanted.
So then you're endorsing this game for sure. Like,
yeah.
Okay. You've how many hours have you put in it? Just tell us all about it. Let's go for it.
You know what? I don't know how many hours I've put in. I've played a bunch of the story modes. I've played through most of Goku's. I've done all of Frieza's. I've done all of Gohan's. I've done Heart of Piccolo's. So, I've played quite a bit. I've done all the world tournaments because that was always my favorite thing in the original Budokai Tenkaichi is doing the world tournaments. It's just a lot of fun. Like, I can't wait for my brothers to get it so that we can recreate our amazing Budokai Tenkaichi fights from when we were kids. We used to actually have, whenever we would get a new fighting game, especially a Dragon Ball fighting game, we'd have a draft, and you would draft the fighters that are your fighters, and the other ones couldn't use them. And it led to a lot of fights and a lot of my mother having to get involved.
But can I just suggest you've played over a dozen hours of the game?
Probably at least, yeah.
Okay. Are you going to do a review for the channel, aren't you?
Yeah, sure. At some point.
Good.
When I could create more time out of thin air. Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
But yes, it is. It plays. If you like Budokai Tenkaichi, then you will love this game. It plays just like an updated version of that. The visuals are stunning. The flight mechanics are fantastic. It takes a little bit of getting used to it first, with the block, especially coming from me. I was just replaying Kakarot, so getting reused to the way the mechanics work was a little bit jarring for me. But for the most part, I am just in love with this game. I think the roster is great. Now, look, they say there's 180 something characters. There's not. They're counting transformations as characters, so there's 20 different Gokus in this game, which, is a little bit ridiculous. The actual Budokai Tenkaichi, Spencer, do you remember which one it was? The one that had every character in Dragon Ball? Was it Budokai Tenkaichi 3?
3? I think 3.
Yeah. It had a massive roster. You had the Pilaf machine in there. You had every character that appeared in like Dragon Ball.
I asterisk that too. I asterisk that too, though, Marvin, because like you also get like here's Frieza Soldier, here's Saiyan Soldier, and they all have like the same moveset. So it's like
Yeah, I think it was one of the cosmetics of it.
Right. It's like
no, for sure. I'm not dinging it. I'm just saying it's one of those funny like don't go in expecting Kui to have all of his like have a unique moveset.
Yeah. Well, Kui usually has a unique moveset, but like the regular Frieza.
Not back then. He didn't.
Oh yeah. And there are like Frieza soldiers in this. They don't like. There are a lot of characters where I was like, really, they're not in there. Like, but I'm assuming a lot of them are going to be DLC. Like all the superhero characters, like the androids from Superhero.
I'm pretty sure Superhero is going to be DLC. That's what I sort of
Beast Gohan, Piccolo in the helmet. Like I'm sure those characters.
Cell probably.
Cell Max, yeah.
As another big boss fight.
They have the giant characters in this. Like you can do the
that's what I mean. Like the Uzurus, yeah.
You can do those transformations.
I'm just like, as a person who is, I watched Toonami back in the day, and now I've got Dragon Ball Z. When I have a day that I can turn on something in the background while I work, and you can stop paying attention to Dragon Ball for about 10 minutes at a time, and nothing will have happened. So I've got this cursory knowledge of the series. Watching you guys go off here is fantastic.
Well, they'll stare at each other for 15 minutes, and like you'll get like all the different characters like little internal monologue while Goku and Cell stare each other down.
Like the Spirit Bomb episode, or was it the entire Spirit Bomb arc? Was that 3 episodes that were based?
The Spirit Bomb is the ultimate move that never beats anybody except for Majin Buu at the end.
Yeah. So
everybody kicks out of the Spirit Bomb.
It sounds like this is probably going to be a hit on their hands. But okay, I'll give you my personal question on this. If I've never played a Dragon Ball Z game, is this the one to start with?
I think you would. I think you'd be able to get a handle of it pretty well.
I think pretty much any Dragon Ball video game is pretty accessible.
Yeah. It's a 3D fighter. So you have complete range of the entire stage. The stages are all destructible. So like you could throw somebody through a building or through a mountain and those things stay destroyed. It's a power fantasy game. Like if you ever really wanted to feel like what it's like to be in that Dragon Ball universe, this is the game, because I mean you're bashing people around, you're speeding ahead of them, bashing them again. It's excellent. I really, really love it.
All right. I guess
Spencer, have you had the similar thoughts on
Sorry,
that?
I was taking a drink of water. No, I completely agree with Marvin's read of it. Just because I like fighters more does not mean I don't like this one. I love this one. I just prefer the like that. Yeah, just an opinion thing. I love this game. Everybody go pick it up if you like Dragon Ball. If you have even an inkling, you're gonna have fun with it.
All right. This sounds like an easy purchase for me. Probably not going to pay the $100 right off the bat, but this sounds fantastic to me.
The transformations are striking too. Like the animation for the transformations, like in other games, like Frieza would just like all of a sudden start powering up, and there'd be a flash of light, and he'd be in his next form. You actually see like his body grow and shrink and morph, and it's really cool.
Awesome. We've got something that I'm going to risk on this channel here. I'm going to talk about a video game that I am not sure anyone on this channel, probably Culture, has played this game. We're going to talk about it in just a second. Sega is going to be expanding in a direction that I didn't think they were going to go first. Marketing draws for $5. That's the one. Marketing draws for $5. Ubisoft has become the dismal Disney of video game industry. This show should be named That Ubi Plays. Lol. Yeah, I really didn't expect so much to be focused on one gaming company all at one time. We've got plenty of other things to talk about. In fact, there's a story that I'm fairly certain Culture, not after this first one, but the next one, that Culture might already be aware of it. We've talked about it in the past, but we're not going to be talking about Ubisoft for at least a few here. Jacob Foxfires for $5. People forget the peak of fighting game characters, Goku Mid, which is a full-on character in the middle of the series. Is this like a Goku who's kind of in shape, but not like enough that you would notice? Is like, his eyes are a little dull?
Yeah, a little bit. Instead of, so like you can't just have like your base Goku and then he can go into like Ultra Instinct or Super Saiyan God form, which are forms from like the Super series, you have like different base forms of Goku. So you have Goku early, Goku mid, Goku late DBZ, Goku super. There's a whole bunch of different Gokus in this game.
That's fantastic. I love it. It sounds ridiculous, but I get it. Jacob Foxfires for $5 more. Also, these games are great to make teams with. BT3 had a great CPU customization that me and my brother love to mess with and make tournaments with.
Oh yeah, he means Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Yeah, yeah. My brother and I, when we would have our drafts, we'd always be like, okay, so you can't complain when somebody picks someone you want. He'd be like, okay, and I'd be like, okay, number 1 draft pick, I choose Piccolo, and he's like, oh, and I would be like, okay, see, like this is why we. Drafting, it's fun in fighting games.
Again, showing up around the Dragon Ball Z era, I still I like Piccolo, but I don't get all the history with him. I like that he's there and he's the villain that is now a friend kind of guy. But
thank you for being a friend.
Ryan Matheson here for $4.99. I can't gift memberships, so super chat for the channel. Jonas, you look very classy in your sport coat at ICCC. Versace, very dapper. I'm going to tell you something. That was not me. Whoever it was, I refuse to confirm or deny whether or not I had a black leopard print sport jacket there while talking to whoever it was and whatever you're talking about.
A black leopard print sport jacket. I'm pretty sure I can confirm or deny whether that was you.
I can I just say that I really was disappointed you weren't wearing your pink polka dot sport coat. That's my favorite.
You can't wear it 2 days in a row.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Ryan Matheson. Hey, culture.
Yeah. Hey, we have a tote board update, everybody. We do try to keep track of all of your generosity, and I just want to say thank you. And every month we reset the tote board for the Platinum Trophy, which is the most generous of supporters. But the high score board is as such right now. Platinum. This is the Platinum Trophy, which is a monthly trophy. Goes to Machini Draws. Currently, as of just a few moments ago, Jacob Foxfires is a gold trophy today. As Butter Biscuit made it to silver trophy at the moment, and Machini Draws is sitting at bronze. And we will be monitoring the tote board as we continue to go. So I just want to say thank you to those of you who are incredibly generous to the channel. Without you, we wouldn't be, gonna be battling each other head to head in games, competing and saying mean words at each other.
We're going to be getting into multiplayer gaming at some point. That day is not today. You know what? We've got a topic that I'm about to introduce here that either, and I'm risking it here because I think this shows promise. But if you guys don't go for it, I'm going to drop it pretty quick. Universal is powering up Sega video game
Shinobi.
Sam Hargrave at the helm.
There you go.
Yep. It's not just all about Sonic the Hedgehog. Another Sega video game franchise, Shinobi, is headed to the big screen with Sam Hargrave directing for Universal. Ken Kobayashi from Sunny and Move On is writing the screenplay adaptation of the arcade game, which first debuted in 1987. That edgy game followed Joe Musashi, a modern-day ninja who confronts great evil. Shinobi spawned 14 games, including spin-offs and ports, for a total of 5 million copies sold around the globe. A new entry in the series was revealed in late 2023. Mark Platt and Adam Siegel will produce alongside Dimitri Johnson. This is all the stuff that they talk about when they want to pump up why you should come and watch this. Hargrave directed Netflix's Extraction franchise. By the way, the action sequences in that, I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about that. He's also in charge of the Matchbox film for Mattel and Kill Them All, which is in development at Paramount. What a name there, Kill Them All.
Dude, this is going to be awesome. I played this game for hours in the arcade. So.
I'm all for a big budget ninja movie, honestly.
I mean, it's exciting, right?
I think so. I think so. There's part of me that one loves that there's some lore here. It's not overly known to the point where everybody's going to have an opinion on it, and it. I like
no. Well, I heard that they're going to actually subvert expectations here and give you a game about Shinsuke, the first black ninja in Japan during this era.
Did you say Shin Scrape? Shin Scrape?
What? I said Shinsuke, like Yasuke.
Oh. All right.
Yeah. Spencer, have you played much Shinobi?
Oh yeah, I played a lot of them. I played a lot of the DS one that came out like a little while ago. I'm pretty excited for this one.
Cool. Cool. Also going to point out Sam Hargrave is a
Nightshade. I don't know if anybody played that one. I love Nightshade. It's the they did a Shinobi game that starred a female counterpart to him, and it's really good. And yeah, I love that one.
Awesome. So I'm thinking, obviously right now Sega is very heavy into Sonic. This is at Universal, so this is a Switch.
I mean, they're doing Yakuza too. They got a lot of stuff in the works.
Yeah. A lot of video game adaptations, that's for sure.
I think it's the next land grab here as we all try to get over the bad breakup of I almost said superhero movies. It's Marvel movies that we need to get past at this point. DC, we let them go. They're in recovery right now. They're working on themselves, and we hope that
Superman they're not doing a very good job of it.
Remains to be seen whether or not Superman's going to be good.
I just want to say that that it feels like DC's got a handle on what they have to do. They just had one last bad effort in them, and because watching the Penguin, I will say that feels like they understand what that's supposed to be.
And we also know that, according to all the reports, Todd Phillips wanted nothing to do with James Gunn. He wouldn't even talk to him.
So forgot about
took none of his
already.
notes. Yeah, took none of his notes. But no,
so I wouldn't even call that DC. That's Warner.
Well, no, the thing about DC is that DC TV is typically very good because Warner Brothers doesn't get involved with DC TV. When it's a movie, then the Warner Brothers people are like, step aside, comic book people, let us show you how notes. It's done. Yeah.
Well, I think
when it's TV and animated, they don't care, and that's why those properties are actually good.
Well, but we're talking video game adaptation by Warner Brothers Discovery at this point, and what I think is we're about to find out with the second season of The Last of Us whether or not they're able to do adaptations. And whether or not they're going to invest in the wrong direction that Last of Us 2 went in. We'll have to find out. Because if they do, I think it's going to hurt that property, and they won't get the multiple seasons they were shooting for. But that's just my speculation. We'll see.
I think you would be right on that one, CC.
Well, and looking at all of this, I feel like Agatha all along is like a letter that was written and put in the mail while someone was drunk, and we're just now receiving it. And in the Penguin, I don't feel like that affects the DC universe overall.
Can I work on your metaphor a little bit and say that letter was actually written in 2016, and it was like put in a drawer, and somebody found it when they were cleaning up and put some postage on it and just mailed it.
I think that's a good sign, though.
Yeah.
At this point. Well, it was pointed out last stream that I did not bring up one of the most frequent subjects that I bring up here on the channel. This is a two-part story here. Often people tell me that Fortnite is dead. I don't care whether or not Fortnite is dead. Fortnite's been dead to me for about a month as I've been playing Astrobot. Looking at this right here,
Fortnite is dead?
Yeah, that's what people tell me over and over again. Despite being a quote unquote Disney hater, I pointed out that it's actually a good thing for Disney to invest in Epic Games because this is somewhere where people are actually paying attention. But right here, 5.6 million Fortnite players just combined forces to defeat Dr. Doom in the highest peak player count moment since December of 2023. 5.6 million users concurrently fought Dr. Doom in the latest Fortnite live event. It was the grand finale of the Marvel-focused season that saw Dr. Doom burst onto the map with an impressive stature, seeking to do battle with quite literally every Fortnite player in the game. Per the numbers, a whopping 5.6 million users concurrently fought Dr. Doom, hacking away at a global health pool that took around an hour to deplete. That's that sounds a lot like a raid that you would do in an old multi-user dungeon.
Yeah, this actually sounds like and is reminiscent of the World of Warcraft event when they opened up Silithus on the original vanilla WoW. Because I remember there were two what are they called, ABCs, or the really tall looking statue things that look like animals that are
I didn't do a lot of wowing back in the day. I was
I'm often wowed by you.
But, thank you very much. Is it a vanilla WoW?
Yeah.
I think for me it'd probably be a vanilla WoW.
Level 60. Level 60.
Now, attention turns to whatever is coming for the Halloween season in Fortnitemares updates. It's nothing short of impressive that Fortnite still has the legs it's had after all these years. Why am I bringing this up? Because I need to bring up one other aspect here. Epic just won a big court case in not just the UK, the European Union, I should say. So they were Apple was forced to allow Epic Games to release their own app store. In this Epic v. Google decision here, the tech titan must open Google Play Store to rival apps. The judge rules. The ongoing Epic v. Google debacle continues to unfold. In the latest development, a judge has ruled that Google must open up the Google Play Store to rival third-party applications for the next 3 years. This means Google Play will be mandated to offer platforms like Epic Games to users worldwide. Can somebody explain the difference between this application versus, I don't know, Temple Run?
I can't.
No difference.
No.
Culture.
I don't think I can add to this
because
in any way.
It's an app store.
Yeah.
They're essentially allowing a completely different app platform on here. They're saying Google must stop requiring Google Play billing for apps distributed on the Google Play Store. Google must allow Android developers to offer other ways to pay within the store. Google must let Android developers link ways to download outside of the Play Store. Google must let developers arrange their own pricing structure, irrespective of Play billing. Google must not share app revenue with any person or entity that distributes Android apps or plans to launch their own app store. Google must not offer developers money to launch their apps exclusively on the Play Store. Similarly, Google cannot offer money to developers to have them not launch on a rival platform. Google must not offer manufacturers incentives to pre-install the Play Store on their devices. Also eradicates the 30% app tax. We're going to tear the barriers down. It's just the way it's going to happen. Now, I am not in the Android ecosystem. I think I might have 2 devices that are Android devices sitting on a counter somewhere in like a junk drawer somewhere. This is not something that bothers me.
I used to give away the Android phones to my employees. So I have a ton of them that came back because, that was an ecosystem that I didn't want to participate in anymore. So I have like a bunch of them laying around. And I do remember the Play Store being like a required thing for just installing basic stuff. And I'm like, why can't I sideload this? Why can't I just put my own apps on my phone? It was incredibly infuriating. You had to jump through a bunch of hoops. So the fact that Google's going to have to do this is wonderful, but I think there's more to this news. This particular story is independent of another story related to Google, which is the U.S. court system is going to look at breaking Google apart into its individual pieces. That's what's happening right now. And this is on the same day. That story breaks on the same day where the EU find them
like into like YouTube and Google and then like other divided like that.
Yeah, but the EU just made it through their final like appeal and are now having to pay like some ridiculous amount of euro fine, like 1.4 billion euro fine or something for an antitrust violation. So I think we may see the end of these app stores and a lot of the things that are very monopolistic in the very near future, because between the EU and the US, nobody is down with it. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. And to obviously, Epic is the maker of Fortnite, and they're also fighting to because they've already won in the EU. They already have an app store, and it's ready to go. So
yeah,
I'm wondering if if Epic is going to look at this decision and try to find their next opportunity to take Apple to court because of the precedent that would be set here, and say, all right, we are ready to go. You can already get, I haven't tried it, but I've heard that you can actually download the Epic Game Store. You just have to turn off all of your subscriptions, switch markets, and then download it and then return to your original market here. So I think you can get Fortnite back on an iOS device at this point. But when I see this 5.6 million players right here for this Dr. Doom event, and the fact that they're playing with essentially children's entertainment at this point. Yes, I'm saying it right now. Fortnite does market to kids. As is the conversation that Spencer and I had about someone wanting to get the Iron Spider outfit.
It was me. I wanted 3 more.
Yeah, not just you. I appreciate it there. When all those iOS users that want to get onto Fortnite, when they get access again through the Epic Game Store, they're not going to care about security on the device. They're just going to get Fortnite on there again. When you all of a sudden have a bunch of people able to get back on, I think these numbers are going to go up even more. And especially if they lower the price on V-Bucks like they did the last time. I don't think it would be a long-term lowering of the price of V-Bucks, but I think Fortnite is going to have another land grab here. Also, not exactly sure how Fortnite Festival, Rocket Racing, things like that are going to do once it goes to iOS. But I think there's a big land grab here for Fortnite.
I can imagine Festival would do really well on iOS.
I would think so too, and especially once. And I'm not going to pay the $130 for one of those guitars, but there is a little part of me that misses the Guitar Hero 2 era of those kinds.
Oh
of
yeah,
games.
me too.
So,
me too.
I think Fortnite is probably a pretty good investment for Disney, and once they get back on iOS, they'll have another revenue stream available to them. So another great opportunity if they wanted to buy out of their Fortnite shares or cash out on their Fortnite shares. Epic, whatever.
I'm still waiting for us to play Fortnite on stream for that game place.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe we ought to do that sometime. Culture, why haven't we done that? I'm thinking it's your fault that we haven't done that.
Always is.
Always.
Probably. Yeah. Yep. No, I'm up for it. I'll set up a Discord and
next week
figure out next week. All right.
I don't know. 2 weeks. I don't know.
Well, it's as long as
you got to get through these next like 24 hours, Marvin. All right.
I'm trying to be optimistic and think beyond the hurricane.
Well, at least you can
give them something to go for.
yeah. Hopefully, you've got like an iPod or something, and you can listen to some
Hamilton.
Listen to.
I've got a bunch of audiobooks ready to go.
Good. Okay.
Actually, I haven't been feeling very good, and lately, I just downloaded the Stephen Fry version of the Harry Potter books, and
that's what I'm listening to.
That wants to put those in and just lay back for a little while next to a fire. I've already listened to Andy Serkis reading The Hobbit, and
what about? You don't like the Dale?
Who?
The Dale books?
Mike DeDale?
I prefer Chip. I prefer the Chip books.
No. The Harry Potters read by Jim Dale.
Oh, Jim Dale. Yeah, I've listened to those. I've listened to the Jim Dale Harry Potter books on a train in the UK, which it wasn't the Hogwarts Express, but I was
have you been on
into King's Cross Station.
Have you been on the Hogwarts Express?
The one at Universal, yes, but there was no Hogwarts Express. Maybe I was too Muggle like, but I did when I was there. There's a platform 9 3/4 there, and there was this long line of tourists, and you're supposed to take a picture while holding onto this cart that's like sliced in half and put into the wall. And so what I did is I put a camera up to myself, and then I ran into the wall as forcefully as I knew I could stand and listen to all these tourists gasp as I did it. It was a lot of fun. This silly
Ever the showman, aren't you?
You know me. I'm always the one breaking those boundaries.
Duck one, take the wall.
Yeah. But anyways, enough Harry Potter until we've got some Hogwarts Legacy 2 news to talk about. Jacob Foxfires, for $2, they are really gassing up Dr. Doom.
Yes.
Yes, they are. In
Clearly,
their defense.
there's no wellness policy over there because he's clearly on the sauce.
Right. And they are they're also really playing up the fact that it might be Tony Stark. There's a secret room that it's obviously Tony Stark's that's hidden in Doomstadt. They've got like 3 different Doctor Doom locations this season. They're really focused on him. Also, they did have Doom's Domain in the previous Marvel season. A lot of fun to go through there. Radial Drago for £2. I suggest you play Dustborn instead. Why would you say that? Why would you say that, Radial Drago? Beautiful.
No, I think we can play. I think we can play Fortnite, and then we have to play Mario Golf.
Yes.
Oh,
I do that.
Okay. Which Mario Golf?
The one on the Switch. Switch Mario Golf.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
Is does that one have an online?
Yeah.
To it?
Birdie,
Yeah.
Tiger.
I can play against you, and
are we going to play Kung Pao Enter the Fist?
Yes, thank you, Jonas.
No, we're gonna play Mario Golf. Mario Golf. You. I think you guys are just worried about my prowess at Mario Golf.
I am. I stink at Mario Golf. I have not played it in forever. I'm just reminded of playing Mario Tennis and being like, this is not up to Nintendo's quality standards.
I like Mario Tennis.
I'm not going to try to take that away from you. I hope.
I like the concept of it. The most recent one was a little
Yeah.
I'm actually tempted now to dig out the Wii and put it in the media room. On the giant television.
Are we still able to play online on the Wii? Because I could probably hook that up to the Elgato.
That would be fun, right? And then we could play tennis and stuff, and we'd be doing something physical.
Wii U discontinued its online in 2024, so I'm presuming, Wii Online went down in 2014.
And right now, Nintendo will try to get you copyright struck if you do
Marvin.
anything with a modified system at this point. But with that being said, there is a little bit of
playing on stream with your active receipt on screen. Nintendo will send somebody to your house.
What?
We would like you to pay.
We would like you to pay.
Speaking of,
they hold their hands out like they do in the commercial, but it's just open so that you give them money.
Yeah, I love those commercials back in the day.
You guys are bumming me out. Wait, I can't play Wii Tennis with you guys.
Well, we would just have to do it in person. Culture.
Oh,
all right. So,
that meetup place.
This from Insider Gaming, from Mike Straw. Saudi Arabia ultimately lowers stake in Nintendo. It looks like Saudi Arabia wasn't looking to increase its stake in Nintendo. Instead, the country, through its Savvy Games Group, has reduced its stake in the company. On Monday, a report from Kyoto News claimed that Saudi Arabia's public investment fund was looking at increasing its shares in Nintendo. The outlet ultimately updated their story to say they were looking at all Japanese gaming companies as opposed to just Nintendo. Now, 24 hours later, CNBC has come out with a report stating the opposite. According to CNBC, they've reduced their stake in Nintendo from 7.54 from 8.58 and remains one of the largest shareholders in Nintendo, still higher than the original 5.01% it owned when it first bought the company in 2022. It's just fascinating to me. Why is it that I have more trust for a random Saudi Arabian investment company than I do for almost any American investment firm?
Because the world sucks.
That's a decent theory.
I mean, I don't really have trust in any of them because I feel like it's just replacing one poison with another. But I think the overarching bit of it is that at least it's all coming from like their pockets, like it's Saudi money. They're not getting. I don't know. I don't know anything about their economy. I just know they're all princes and everybody's rich.
Yep, and they all wear that same tablecloth style hat. All of them.
Well, so WWE does.
I'm joking, obviously, for anyone who's offended by that. I apologize.
Too late.
WWE does Saudi Arabian PLEs year, a couple times a year. And so I did some research last time on just like how much the Saudi royal family is worth, and it's more money than I knew existed in the world. It's wealth on a new level. Like it is like seeing color in a world of black and white. It is unbelievable.
Aren't they building like 10 cities at the same time?
On the moon, probably, with how much money they've got.
But I'm just saying, I mean, like they're building this desert. They're building this line, the line.
Yeah. I think that failed. But yeah, they try that like every other year. They always try to make like an artificial city and then they abandon it halfway. Saudi Arabia is filled with half-built malls.
There's a certain amount of it that I feel like is like a flex on people who don't have money. Like some of it appears to be specifically for the idea of saying, look how much money you guys don't have, but we have.
Well, it's kind of like Marvin said, like they have so much money. What else do you do with it? Like, okay, sure, I'll go build a city. Oh, it didn't work. I've still got $40 guerrillion just in my driver's like in my cup holder. It's fine.
I always just picture they get halfway through the city and they're like, all right, I'm bored. What's next?
I just got a super chat I have to put up here to Neil89 for $5. There's also 50 Shades of Grey as read by Gilbert Godfrey. Just learned that. I have 123 mostly 40K novels. So naturally Audible thought I'd like it. Oh my goodness.
Hold on. I gotta look this up.
Yeah, that is horrible. That is horrifying. Oh my.
That's horrifying.
There you
go. First of all, perfect voice. Second, now all I can do is picture the bird from Aladdin reading that.
Yago.
Yago. Makani Drums for 5. To be fair, SNK is mostly owned by a Saudi prince, and he has stated before that he wants SNK to stay true to SNK.
Yes.
I think it's a good policy.
Well, I think it's interesting because the Saudis don't want to change the games. They don't want to change them at all. Not one.
Generally, if you buy something,
iota of them.
The intention there is to, make money.
Yeah. I mean, and again, this is why it's not surprising. And going back to the first story we covered, that China would want to buy Ubisoft for all those IPs because they don't want those IPs to change. Neither do we. It's really weird when you're
China would go ape. Culture. China would go ape on overwriting everything about those games. Let's not kid ourselves. Just because China's not buying into the neoliberalism that we are here, let's not pretend like they're some creative bastion of freedom because they're not.
I certainly wouldn't.
Not,
yeah, I certainly wouldn't pretend that. I wouldn't even try to put that forward as a thought. I'm just saying they really do appreciate the IPs when they acquire them, and they don't tend to change them.
Except, I can say that's a complete lie because they might not own it, but every time a game releases over there, they go, we need you to make changes to this. This doesn't work for us. Case in point, Persona 5, when that got ported over there for the new mobile game, they censored every monster, every character. Everything gets overwritten. Certain references get taken out. Like it's not about no country cares about keeping something artistically, like its artistic integrity. If a country is getting in on something, they're going to want to use it for their advantage. Full stop. Whether it's America, China, Europe, Saudi Arabia, whatever. Like they might produce good games, you might like it, but once you're talking about governments and countries, they don't care about the art or the creativity the way we do. They just see it as another piece of another tool to use, whether that's to propagandize, whether that's to, reinforce their country and say, look how great we are. No, I don't think that's true at all. They like the IP so much as it can make them money.
Yep. I agree with Spencer on this one. They're functionally anti-woke, but not in any realistic sense.
No,
there's some practical alliances there, right? So I just Jacob Foxfires for $10 for whatever reason. There is a Saudi prince that likes games the way they are. One owns all of SNK, and they still have Mai looking great in a sea of redesigns that make them uglier. It's been a while since I played SNK, so anyone have a comment on this?
No, you're right.
That's Fatal Fury, right? Terry Bogard and
Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, all that stuff.
Cool.
King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown.
And I just need to point this out before we get to a story that it is almost as if Spencer knew I wanted to talk about it. Yep, Gilbert Gottfried reads 50 Shades of Grey. That is somewhere
I said
out
that
there.
to you, not Spencer.
No, this is not the Spencer story.
Okay, so wait, did he just read that? Did he just read that one book, or did he read all three of them?
I don't know. It's as far as I've gotten into it thus far.
I have no intention of finding out. Neil 89. Go ahead.
That's what I was about to say. So
Neil 89 for $2. I have kid, but it does partially exist on YouTube.
Oh, congratulations on your 10th super chat, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's it's an amazing record that Neil 89 is keeping up there.
My favorite glitch in the world.
So here's an interesting story out of Bounding into Comics. Roblox denies report that popular kids game is lying to investors and enabling dangerous predators, says accusers are short sellers and have an agenda. This by Spencer Baculi from Bounding into Comics.
You can't believe anything.
I know that guy. Writes. Seriously, don't get a better source. What are we doing here?
For real.
I just have to point out.
Do we have a Montanero article about this?
Exactly. No, he only writes about theme parks because he's a man child.
I love you guys. Roblox _oof.mp3. Ooh, that's a gaming legend, an internet legend right there. Roblox has offered an official response after a recent report accused the popular online kids game of both falsifying its user metrics to investors and fully enabling predators to stalk the platform. Assembled by the U.S.-based investment firm Hindenburg Research and published on October 8th based on both publicly available information and their own firsthand investigations, the report in question claimed that Roblox was currently plagued by two major problems. The first
of which is a lot worse than the other one.
It is, but I'm okay with this company being attacked from all sides. It's rare that you find a company that is so evil on so many levels. Evil, that's a good one, because I don't think that's one that can be you can't get a libel suit for saying someone's evil. Because it's judgment. The first, that said the firm, was that Roblox is lying to investors, regulators, and advertisers about the number of people on its platform, as while the company's reported number of people regularly matches Roblox reported daily active users. Said DAUs were, per the site's own terms, are not a measure of unique individuals accessing Roblox, because they can include numerous accounts run by a single person, such as alternates or bots. I'm going to say this is not a difficult thing to believe that they would do something like this. If anybody knows anything about Roblox, it's not exactly the most scrupulous platform. Anyways, given these definitions, we believe Roblox intentionally conflates people with DAUs, consistently inflating the reported number of people on its platform. I am more familiar with Roblox than I would like to be. No, I do not play anything on Roblox, but I have had clients in the past that are heavily involved in Roblox-related content on YouTube, and that's as far as I'll probably go there. In many cases, you'll find
your kids don't play it, Jonas?
No, never. They wanted to play it, but no. The words digital cancer come to mind when I think about this platform. I hate it. Just straight up hate it. Spencer, if you have something to throw in, you're welcome to do it.
Oh yeah, no, I was just asking. You've got the article right there. You're good.
No, has anyone on here played Roblox?
Oh yeah, no, I have not played Roblox. I have no idea. It is a world. It's sort of like how it's like an entire other world to me. Sort of like the what do I don't really have a term for it, but we all know what it is. Like the like the 8 o'clock primetime TV world, which it has like millions of viewers all the time, and you're like, who's watching Police Coffee Date? Like, right? Like who's watching this? But it's the most popular show ever. Like, it's just a world unto me.
Right. And for those of you who don't know what Roblox is, it is essentially like it's a platform for which it's supposed to be that kids can create games within Roblox, and there'll be things like obbies where it's a basically difficult platforming levels and things like that. There was a game mode in there because it's supposed to be modes, because if this was an app store within other app stores, they would run afoul of things like Apple's iOS
like
app
Google,
store policies. Yeah, they've essentially figured out a way to work around it. It's supposed to be that you're getting access to this window or whatever, however you want to phrase it. So they've somehow gotten around the App Store policies, and within there'll be content creators with like kids gaming channels, and sometimes not kids gaming channels for games like Adopt Me, which on one level is supposed to be some game about adoption, but then there'll be this little cottage industry within the game of people trying to get certain pets and level up those pets and trade those pets. So there are all kinds of blind bag services within there. And if you want to get a certain gun when you're in like Prison Breakout or something like that, you'll have to pay Robux. So you all are also you're using cash to get into the Robux system, but also kids don't understand the dollar value of most of what they're dealing with. So it's very predatory in that way. There's also a black market for certain items that are difficult to find within Roblox. There's a lot of clout that can be gained from having specific items. A content creator that I know that I recently spoke with, and he referenced a comment that I made in a video that he did recently. So I'm going to call him my friend in this and not bring him into this. He said that his child or someone that was in his care basically bought $5,000 worth of Robux one time, and it was, he never got that money back. Like,
okay, it's not funny anymore. I thought they would have refunded him, but
right. Well, no,
like even Epic does that. Epic does that for Fortnite.
Right. If you catch it quick enough, they'll say no, and they'll return all the items. But in this case, nope. The guy was just out $5,000. So this is and plus in the utmost basic level, the games are garbage. There's very rarely a good
they're
game.
User-created content. I mean, what were you expecting?
Well, and they're competing against children, and of course it's when you get into the more complicated stuff, it's not kids. So I cannot speak more negatively against Roblox as a company, despite the fact that it might be one of the biggest developers in the world.
Yeah.
Well, they have their own currency, just like V-Bucks. They've got, multiple different kinds of economies that you've brought up, in this conversation.
Right. And you can't cash out those V-Bucks. I mean,
yeah.
But you can cash out Roblox, but it has to be at least $1,000 worth.
What was that dumb thing that you could live a virtual life in? Second Life or
Second Life?
Yeah, Second Life. I played that for about 4 hours.
Like a lot of people equate that to what Roblox is doing, but Roblox is also playing dirty pool and artificially expanding their base because they forced everybody on Gilded to get a Roblox account in order to keep their Gilded alive. And so you
really,
yeah. So
that's why you guys stopped using Gilded, huh?
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the last thing in the world I wanted to do is get involved in Roblox.
Yeah, no, I do not blame you guys. I wouldn't want to do it either.
Yeah. And I loved the Gilded. I mean, it was super fun, but you know what? I know how Discord works, so I'm still okay. So,
well, generally speaking, if you have to force your users into using your platform, that is a bad sign for that platform.
Yeah.
No red flags here.
Anyways, continuing on. Given these definitions, we believe Roblox intentionally conflates people with DAUs, consistently inflating the reported number of people on its platform. Multiple former employees told us that Roblox does internally track single users with multiple accounts, referring to the process as de-alting. Interviews revealed Roblox effectively has 2 sets of books for counting users. And this is a quote here. Okay.
Yes.
So I am not alleging this. They are alleging this, but I'm going to say I believe it. Interviews revealed Roblox has 2 sets of books for counting users, one for internal business decisions in which multiple accounts are de-alted, and one used by the finance team that reports higher metrics to investors. Man, I hope they investigate this on the SEC level.
It would be pretty, yeah.
But this is kind of the same for any online communication tool. You can have multiple accounts for Twitter or multiple accounts for any of that. And de-alting isn't that hard. Usually, you just tie it to a machine, your MAC address, and you already know that somebody has like 7 accounts on their computer or whatever, Spencer. So.
Look, yes.
But no, like you said, I mean, if they are using that for financial reporting as a metric to get support, yeah, they should be investigated and they should be called on the carpet. And if Hindenburg Research is willing to short them and bring others along, seen that happen before. So, wouldn't you like to know when like Dylan Mulvaney comes along to promote something and before they do? Because
I really don't want to know anything about Dylan Mulvaney if I can help it.
Yeah, I don't even know where that came from.
No.
Yeah.
But we're talking about shorting, right? So if you knew in advance that person was about to promote a food or beverage, right, with their track record, what would you do to the stock of the company that was going to feature that?
I'd short it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But So that's like my. Or go ahead, yeah.
No. It's why I think Robbie Starbuck should be like, shorting everything he goes after because he really does kick him in the teeth. So anyway, just a thought. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh well, we got my point's more prescient a little further we get in. Okay. It's just that like the main thing is that I agree with you, Culture, but at the same time, this is we'll get to the end of it. We'll get to the end of it so everybody has context and it'll make more sense what I'm trying to say.
Further, as part of this book cooking, the firm believes Roblox is massively inflating a second metric, engagement hours. To better understand the company's reported engagement, we hired a technical consultant that monitored about 7,200 Roblox games across 2.1 million Roblox servers. Wow, massive numbers. Collecting 300 million rows of real-time player data. The data suggests Roblox could be massively overstating the true level of user engagement across its platform. Our review of an average of 30 million unique daily users found they spent about 22 minutes in games per day. Further analysis playtime showed numerous games in which obvious bot accounts remained in-game more than 24 hours straight. Our representative sample flagged millions of zombie engagement hours that can majorly skew Roblox reported average engagement.
Yoinks.
A legally distinct Hulk emerges in Roblox.
Well done, Spencer.
You got to have fun.
So this is the other issue, and we're going to be very careful here as we.
This I feel is the
one.
bigger. This I feel is
this is the bigger
issue.
One, right?
Like,
yeah,
we're sitting there through like the stuff about the finances, and I'm like, yeah, this is interesting, but like I'm really curious about the other one because this is making my stomach turn just thinking about it.
Right, because this is again
my niece plays.
This
and
is. Well, yes, I recommend you get her addicted on some better games.
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean,
Fortnite's
great.
Can Jonas introduce? Can Jonas introduce you to Fortnite?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not. Okay. If I'm going to push kids in any direction, it's going to be like an Astrobot or a Mario game at this point. Anyways, or a Fortnite account that doesn't have a credit card attached to it. The second major issue here, according to Hindenburg Research, is that the firm's in-game research revealed a bad people place where bad people go, but like that on Earth, exposing children to very bad people and extremely bad speech. Roblox is compromising child safety in order to report growth to investors, they accused, as per our interview with a former senior product designer. If you're limiting users' engagements, it's hurting your metrics. In a lot of cases, the leadership doesn't want that. Core to the problem is that Roblox social media features allow people, bad people, to efficiently target hundreds of kids with no upfront screening to prevent them from joining the platform, the firm added. In support of their accusation, the firm cited how the platform allowed multiple usernames referencing horrible people hosted such user-created games as Run From a rapper who is in a similar vein, and provided easy access to groups where members were allegedly open to opening trade of horrible things, despite Roblox claims of the best in the world content moderation. What? Excuse me? Our interviews with moderators show safety as was largely outsourced to Asian call centers, the firm detailed. Moderators describe being paid $12 a day to review countless instances of bad things with limited ability to keep perpetrators off the platform permanently. And this is not even talking about the content. And this is the thing that I came across when I had clients who made Roblox content or had someone working with them that made Roblox content. They would be, you know, those bad events that happen in American schools. There would be such and such simulator articles or gang violence simulators, and these are pointing at kids because the quality of the game, there is no grown-up who has access to a video game system would think that this is a good enough quality game here. I hate Roblox. Again, I'm going to go back to that phrase, digital cancer, which is probably the harshest word that I really want associated with this here. Spencer, did we get to the point that you're willing to comment on now? Or does it get worse?
No, this is the point I wanted to comment on. And this is the only part where I sort of, so like what Culture was saying, where Robbie, every time he investigates something, he should short something. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. The difference here, and this is the only thing that that like piques my I don't even know what you want to say, like my even-handedness, is that they are a short selling firm. And they set this out and they said, we are taking a short position in this. So like, I do not disagree that there are like the cooking the books issues. That's probably happening. I can believe that 100%. I do believe that there are bad people on the platform as well. But a lot of the complaints are the same complaints you can get about anything. You can get that about Fortnite, about Twitter, about it, like where none of these services go, can you show us if you're a predator or a bad person or not? Nobody has that sort of upfront screening. So at least in this regard, there's a lot of like, yes, they can be better at moderation, but a lot of the like upfront stuff, it's like, you can't stop those people. Like you have to be better about getting them off, but, or at least that's what I think. What do you guys think?
No, I'm with you. I think you have to remove them from the platform as quickly as possible. But this is a problem that has existed on most of these things for a period of time. If you consider that when World of Warcraft came out, there were moderators that focused strictly on, you know, creepy adults doing creepy stuff, you know, and they would basically get rid of them very quickly. Same thing. The same thing needs to happen on every one of these platforms. That's not in question. It's too easy for adults to interact with people young people specifically, that they shouldn't be. It's disgusting to me, and it's one of the reasons why we're talking about it, is to increase awareness. So if we can point out that maybe Roblox is not like the best thing for kids, we're hopefully helping out some of you parents out there.
Regardless of this issue, I would recommend parents not invest in it, and that's been most of my reason why I don't want my kids playing it, because it's got a constant handout waiting for money, saying no, give me money, I'll give you exactly what you want if you give me money, and that already is a no-go for me. It's low quality. The games are not fun. Already a no-go for me here. I'm also going to point out that I've seen enough interaction online documented by other people that I believe what this report is saying. Again, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I've talked to enough parents who have checked messages in Roblox, and yeah, I believe it. So I think I'm legally in the right area to say I think that it's probably true, allegedly. But that being said, hey, Marvin, go talk to your sister or sister-in-law or niece or whatever, and give them a copy of Princess Peach Showtime or something. I don't know.
I did just send a copy of Spencer's article over and been like, hey, maybe look at this.
Good. I've got a couple of videos I can send from good channels that
you should get her hooked on Sonic Rumble when it comes out, because those guys just did an interview where they were like, we're not going to do gotcha or any of that, because you know what? People outside of Asia don't really like that. So all you got to do, if you are microtransactions, if you want a skin, buy a skin. Like, I was like, I like you guys.
yeah. I already don't like that the Fortnite shop rotates day after day. But here we are. Anyways, we've got a super chat here that it's been cleared. Toxic Man flew for $5. Hey, it's Spectacular Baculi, the bungling into comics dude.
Listen up, my good friend Tox. You might be right, but I'm trying to put on airs, man.
Excellent. And Toxic Man Flu, good to see you, man. Makati Draws for $5. I remember Midnight Racing Tokyo getting in trouble with car licensing, and that game is built in Roblox. Is it?
Wow.
Oh, by the way, I have been told to inform you guys that my niece just got platinum on Astrobot and will be starting Ratchet and Clank tonight instead of.
Woohoo!
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love Ratchet.
The new one, the Rift Apart.
That's the only bit of information that I have to provide.
Well, if she's playing Astrobot, she's got a PS5, and that's the most recent.
That's the one we got to verify.
Okay. So Jonas, if I get one of those Astrobot themed PS5s, will you still be my friend?
There's an Astrobot themed PS5. I know there's a Astrobot themed PS5
I knew
controller,
that.
and I own that. Yes, I
did get it.
Yes.
Yeah, this is PlayStation's planned obsolescence benefiting them, because both of my PS5 controllers busted, and I said I'm only buying one to replace this. And then the Astrobot controller came out, and I was like, ooh. The only thing they could have done to make that any better is if they made the eyes glow on it. And it looks exactly like the one in the game, except it doesn't have those fins that would stab your hands.
You were like, ooh, shiny.
I was. I thought about getting a Concord one, because that thing is a collector's item at this point.
No, you want that Fortnite one.
Oh, that Fortnite one is ugly.
The blue graffiti one.
Why did they do that to the controller? It looks terrible.
Because it says Fortnite on it, and apparently
it's hip.
Yeah,
it is not hip.
Oh,
it's hip to be square.
To Neil89, thank you for your 10th super chat for $5. Fun fact: I've literally, not figuratively, seen homeless folks here in LA turn down Bud Light. Guess that's the Mulvaney effect in action.
Wow!
Let me tell you something. I saw a picture from a supermarket that was literally like all the shelves were empty except for the Bud Light, like before the hurricane, and people were like, people are sticking to their guns on this even in the face of a hurricane.
Yep, and I've seen pictures of looters choosing Guinness. That
I like Bud Light.
I like Guinness.
That's my beer. So because I'm not a beer guy.
I'll say I'm not a beer guy. I don't know what my choice would be.
I should say my favorite beer is actually the Duff that is sold in Moe's at Universal Studios. I love a Duff Light.
I am permanently off of a Miller High Life for the rest of my life, because that's Kamala's beer. Oh, so no, thank you.
No comment. Angmar WK for $1.99. I can hear Jonas' love for Fortnite. I play it with my kids, so I better love it. That being said, go ahead.
No, please.
There are some games that I play with my kids that I absolutely hate playing with my kids. That would be any 4-player Mario game, which is intended to punish you.
So I just want to congratulate T. Neal for once again achieving 10 super chats.
Right here with this one.
Yeah.
To Neil89 for $5. Digital.
Syphilis.
Yeah. Maybe more apt as it can cause cognitive disintegration and death, among other things. Furthermore, Ubisoft is digital dysentery. Yeah. It's that does describe the flow of Assassin's Creed games.
Oh, gross! Why?
Space Dave 2000 for $2 Canadian
Hey, I know that guy.
Hey,
Space Dave.
You got the link, buddy. I sent it to you in the DMs here. I'm there in spirit haunting you all. Hashtag 750 billion. Did you guys know that Skull and Bones cost 750 billion?
Yes.
It was only a typo that I made twice over.
You know what I really enjoyed was the thumbnail. Still about my favorite thumbnail of all time.
Yeah, how long do we need to talk about this in order for me to officially get my ribbing in?
No, I'm done. I still think it's one of the best videos we made.
Well, I'm always glad to point out when somebody overuses resources. It took them 10 years to make Skull and Bones. Here I was thinking that talking about Concord and them spending $400 million on top of the purchase price of Firewalk Studios on Concord over 8 years, that's a lot of money. But the 750 million with an M, for those of you who are not following along with the things we haven't clearly stated here, in the thumbnail, I think also in the title, I put in $1 billion on the thumbnail, and that's
fine. That's rounding up. That counts.
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine.
Give or take one Scrooge McDuck money bin. Yeah.
Let's go.
Scrooge McDuck money bin to us, but to them, like $5.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
750 billion francs.
Yep,
that's like $8 here.
Yeah, let's see. Can you guys tell?
Is it in loonies?
Which thumbnail is the one that I made the change on? Here, guys, I was leaving for the weekend when I did that. It was totally.
Yeah, I mean that video only got about 2,000 views, Jonas. So you're fine.
Yeah. There we go.
You're fine.
All right.
Nobody really was excited about Alien Isolation. I'm surprised.
Well, I'm hearing a discourse online saying that when you're positive about things, no one watches your videos.
Well, did you see how I had Warwick Davis calling out the bigots at Disney today? That was my video.
I did not see that video yet. Well, no. I did see that. Now that
they're super big. It's to him.
They were very big bigots. Yeah.
Well,
come on, that deserved a bigger laugh than I got. Come on.
I chuckled.
I chuckled. Audience today.
I chuckled.
I'm gonna. There is one thing that I do want to talk about here, and it music? Is no, it is not pop music. But
sure?
Yeah.
Doobie doo wop.
I like Sabrina Carpenter.
Do you guys know this one?
He looks like he's having a nap.
It does look like he's having a nap. And did you know how he's going to get woken up? Anyways, let's.
Is it weird that I'm all about this? Like, I don't know why. I'm not normally a Nintendo sucker, but I saw this. I'm like, I don't know why it speaks to me.
I'm all about this.
Let's watch this real quick.
I still want the Tanuki hat.
Oh yeah.
This is Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo, an interactive alarm clock that's out of the ordinary.
Why is
I want this now?
Let's see what it's like to wake up with Alarmo.
Alarmo.
Can I get this now?
What's occurring to me is we do need to talk over the music.
Somebody tell me right now.
It's an alarm clock.
Yeah, can I get this now?
Yes, you can. You can order this.
You have to go to New York though.
Well, unless you're a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber, you can buy it for $100.
That's right.
Oh, you can. Oh, snap! I thought it was only at the Nintendo store.
Can somebody get this for me?
Wait, did they just say it responds to your body's movements?
Yes, there's a motion sensor on this thing.
It watches you while you sleep.
Yeah, not a camera, but a motion sensor.
And every time you move, about this Alarmo.
I want one of these really badly.
I want one so bad.
You want one of these really well.
I have literally 10 different devices that can be an alarm clock.
No, I want this badly.
All right. Let's go over here.
But are they red?
They could be if I get a different case.
Somebody
it was here. Just
somebody give me this. Somebody give me that.
They changed it. It was the Nintendo Alarmo just a second ago. Here we go.
There he is. I see it.
I was about to be like, who is this for? And then Culture started going, give me that. And now I'm like, now I know.
I want this. My birthday's coming up.
I keep selecting the thing.
It keeps moving. I know. It keeps moving on you.
All right. I've clicked the actual banner now, but here it is.
$100?
$100.
Oh, I want this now.
All right. Now let's go back to the ad.
Okay, I gotta go. Can
I actually smack it on the top of its head to make it sleep? Like if that's something I can do, then this is worth $500.
Actually, as you'll find out, you're not supposed to smack it on the top of the head. It's supposed to give up when it tells you it's going to give up on waking you up, which is very
what?
Yeah. Well, let's keep watching. Also, that's not a noise that I want to wake up to.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind.
And here, from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I want this now. Even more.
The music combines with sound effects created by your
Culture, you could have your phone play this music to wake you up.
Like you're in the kingdom
No, I want this little cute clock thing. Look at that.
The motion sensor.
I like the theming on the letters or on the numbers.
You get out of bed.
Yeah, the typeface is kind of cool.
Oh boy.
What must it have been like to film this as well?
Okay. Somebody
easiest commercial gig in the world.
Somebody send me.
And the alarm comes to an end.
Somebody.
Oh, that's just patronizing. The clock's like, good job. Way to go. You got up.
Somebody mail.
Honestly, I could use that.
Or mail me to New York. Or
Alarmo detects.
There it is.
I don't want to drive to New York.
Here's the motion sensor.
And responds to your actions with sounds.
So if I had to guess, it's probably.
Oh no!
When you get out of bed.
I'm breaking that in the first night I have that, and I wake up like hungover, and it just keeps beeping at me.
Keep in mind,
like while I stir, that thing is going against the wall.
The longer it takes for you to get up.
So
rise and shine.
Gets more grumpier.
It gets angry at you?
Yeah.
You can set an alarm inspired by 5
Get
games.
up.
I actually love this
Mario
idea. First of all,
Odyssey.
Super Mario Odyssey is
too.
still sticking in there for after 5 years since release or something.
Okay, so
That's
if
a great game.
I love this.
So if I end up with this, you guys are going to judge me. I can already tell.
I'm just going to steal it from you. I want it.
Okay.
There is a part of me that's very curious. Although putting the Pikmin 4 one in there, I would hope that it starts playing the music when you're supposed to go to bed to alarm you that you're supposed
I wonder if it has
X.
settings like that. Like maybe you could set it up with like some ocean sounds.
I pre-ordered Dragon Age: The Veilguard, and I'm judging all of you right now.
Dude, I've been.
You could have put that $60-$70 towards this clock.
Yep.
Wait, I need a Switch Online subscription to use the clock.
You need a Switch Online subscription to buy the clock right now. So
somebody buy it for me.
Ring Fit Adventure.
Yes, this makes sense to me actually, especially if it credits you in the
Legend of
game.
Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
The little walking link.
I noticed they go for Breath of the Wild.
Does Navi the fairy pop up and go, "Hey, listen"?
Why am I the?
That's a good point, Jonas.
Why am I the only person that wants this? What is?
Are you not listening to anybody on this panel, Culture? I swear.
To the internet, you can get
I'm just
more
saying.
alarms as free.
Oh no!
As they become
Oh
available.
no! Martin Stone says, "Thanks, guys.
Besides
Now
the
Marty
alarm
Jr. knows
function,
Alarmo
Oh no,
exists."
Marty Jr.
Throughout the day, such as sleepy sounds, which play when you get into bed and help you.
Okay, there it
wind
is.
down.
I love
There
it.
it is.
Actually, falling asleep to that song, that does sound pretty cool.
I
You
could go
can
to sleep.
already do that
Keep
with
a
your
log of sleep
phone.
and movement while in bed.
You could have just played the Dragon Age 2 and just been satisfied.
And hourly chime. Which
If I
feature
could have
various
played it on my
Nintendo
phone, I
characters
would've.
Signaling the top
Wait,
of the hour.
now it has an hourly chime? Oh.
Add some play to the start of your day.
And look, it's got a Mario.
Little guy walks around.
For a limited time, Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo is only available for purchase online by paid Nintendo Switch Online members in the US and Canada.
Play some fanfare when you get up.
Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo
I want this.
will also be available.
All right, Culture, just tell me. We'll trade me your information. I'll buy it for you and send it to your house if you want to send me all that stuff. I've got a subscription, and I'll try to buy one.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to send you an entire premium cruise package. Thing. So
okay,
yeah, that doesn't mean you're going on
this
a
is
cruise.
how Nancy Pelosi makes her deals. All right.
Okay, so looking at this, this reminds me of Satoru Iwata and the vitality sensor, and the fact that there was a Nintendo Direct. I almost said earnings call. It was a Nintendo Direct where he talked about how Nintendo was going to transition from being a video game company to a quality of life company that also makes video games. So I think about things.
Company.
Exactly.
They already tried this with Pokemon Sleep.
So wait, so they can they?
That's a good point.
So wait, so like I could buy a Nintendo pillow or something? What is we're gonna have Nintendo lifestyle gear? Is that where we're headed?
Isn't this exactly what Xbox did with the Xbox One, where it like decided it wanted to be the Star Trek living room and stop focusing on video games?
I mean, I suppose, except that this is definitely not a video game. But it is cross promotional to video games. I don't know.
I think it's a little different because that was like, you're going to use our console here for everything. You have to do this. It's like, and it was just a lot. And this is like, you can get your Switch and then you could get this if you wanted to. You don't have to use it together if you don't want.
Culture, if we get it for you, is this going to be something you review for the channel?
Yes.
Wow, that light bulb went right off over his head the second you said that, Jonas. Tax deductible.
I can take it out of your channel split or whatever you want to.
That would be great. Do that, and then I'll review it for the channel and write it off.
And then when you hate it,
in 3 hours when you're bored by this,
eventually I can hate it.
And then when you get bored by it after 3 hours, send it to Martin for Marty Jr.
Okay, fair enough. That'd actually be kind of a neat thing, right? I just don't know that I
trade the same Alarmo back and forth.
I just don't know that. I just don't know. Yeah, actually, everybody signed the back of it that has had it. And that'd be funny.
Makani brings up something that I'm not going to read online, but I'm going to Makani for 10. So the clock reacts to motion sounds. What if you
put it in the closet? You put it in the closet.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about this.
And then that was for $10. So thank you very much for the super chat.
No, it was Makani. When you do that, it starts playing the.
That's when you're done. That's your victory.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, that's the.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. No, but I like the urgent sound, as you know. Dun 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 dun.
Makani draws for $5. Waits patiently for Jonas to read my super chat earlier. Thank you very much for acknowledging that one as well, Makani.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say about this as a parent of children who I think would probably they don't have any kids in the ad, which is fascinating to me. That this seems like the kind of thing that would appeal to a child.
It looks like teenagers. There were.
I was gonna say they at least look like 13, maybe 12.
Yeah. I just think of like for instance, when Disney does their Jollywood Nights,
you are
ad,
right. Yeah,
it's all grown-ups that are supposed to be going to this event that features like Phineas and Ferb and things like that. But with Nintendo and this product right here, I think about a kid trying to go to bed. The motion sounds like I could just picture a child continuously like punching an arm in the air while they're supposed to be going to sleep, and how
it'd be like a workout. I think that'd be all right.
I'm picturing.
Let's say you're a tired father who has a YouTube channel or 5.
Oh, well, okay. How about this? How about this, Jonas? You actually, you actually put in like the Breath of the Wild, like soundtrack, as the sleep sound. Because, dude, that will knock me out, bro. I'd be like,
That beautiful piano music playing as you're trying to go to see. That's actually sounds great. Also, the Pikmin end of night stuff is very zen.
I think you take it a step further. I think the alarm should be Navi the fairy from Ocarina of Time popping up, going, "Hey, listen."
That'll be a DLC, like you can do for your GPS, how you can get like different voices. It'll be like that.
Yeah, tie it to your phone. It can tie into your reminders. Be like,
hey. If you're having a bad dream, it starts playing the Haunted Mansion sound from Mario.
Ooh,
I'd be in for it.
I'm one of those people though.
I love that it like applauds you when you get up. Like that sounds so patronizing to me. It's like when I get up and my Apple Watch is like, "Oh, good job, you're standing up finally," and I'm like, "Shut up, watch! Don't you judge me."
I don't actually talk to my watch, Marvin.
Oh, I talk to my watch all the time. It deserves it.
How do you tell your watch to turn off the TV?
What?
You don't do that?
No.
I do that all the time.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a connected device house thing,
like an Apple
with the Apple thing,
Apple TV, yeah.
You know what I do? I tell the remote to turn off the TV.
Well, yeah, it is funny when you have a voice activated or voice deactivated television, how you even get lazy with that. Like you start being like, which one is less effort, to say this or to press this button? It's a little finger motion or saying it out loud. And that's
if only it could just read my thoughts.
Okay, but understand there's a point in the morning where you have not had coffee yet, which means you don't have words. There are no words before coffee. So it's just that press the button. That's the least effort, right? The coffee pot is automated, right? So your coffee's ready. You have to muster up the energy to rise from the bed at 4:30 or 5 in the morning, trudge across the house to the coffee pot, pour the coffee, which takes effort. That's like 3 pounds you're holding in your hand right there.
I'm so glad I don't drink coffee. I just wake up.
I gotta say, we are really fighting that narrative that gamers are lazy, aren't we?
Would you feel more energized to do all of this because Bowser gave you a round of applause when you got up out of bed?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning and you stretch out your arms and you look to the sky and you say, "So long, gay Bowser."
If Bowser were grumping at me, dude, yeah, I'd be like, "All right, Bowser, I'll get up." Dang it!
I'm just amazed that Spencer can just get up and like function.
I used to be like that. The boss
American Dad.
Yep, I jump out every morning and I sing my song.
Good morning, USA. Good morning, Philippines.
And Martin, I apologize for any purchases you may have to defend yourself from making now, by the way.
Yeah, and, we feel bad.
I'm sorry, Culture. I cut you off because I had a song.
Marvin, I'm dying over here.
That's fine.
Jacob Foxfires for $5. This does remind me of their toy making pass, but $100. I do know there are clocks that cost more than this, but still, I'm trying to think what would be in this. It's a motion sensor. There's the programming for it, and there's of course
video screen.
Yeah, the video screen, and
probably decent audio.
Something, even though it can be updated, I would hope that Nintendo doesn't make this into something that has to be updated on a regular basis.
Well, you would update it with your Switch, so I mean, it would be at your behest, right?
Or you could do it like at night, I guess, or while you're sleeping.
Yep. But what if you wanted to turn over? Where would the Pikmin go? They might be eaten by a Volblax. Also, the Pikmin are not supposed to be out in the evening. Just pointing that out. The Mum for $1.99. Hello, that game place. I have finally arrived. I'm not lazy.
and the mum brought the cuteness with her.
Yeah, I always appreciate the mum super chat.
Look at it
and being here. Jacob Foxfires for $5. Well, in video, it does track the times you do make movement in the night. So if you are that stern parent figure, you can always. Oh, actually, that's great. You can tell when your kids got out in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
I
didn't think about that.
That is an interesting idea.
Yeah, it starts playing like the Halloween sound.
But like, I have a Google Home on the side of my bed, and it monitors me in that way. Like it monitors your breathing and your movement. Then you say like you can review how you slept.
Yeah, that inspires me to say the following, Marvin. Shut up, then. I'm getting the clock.
I'm just saying there was no market need for this. Nobody at Nintendo needed to sit down and be like, you know what people need right now? Alarm clocks.
Mario. They need Mario clock.
But at the same time, isn't it so Japanese to say the market does not care? This is what we want to make, and so we're going to make this thing. And look, I'm going to say it looks like they put care into it. It's a little weird. I'm going to say
weird.
To me, it seems like they're pointing for a demographic that's a little older than I would think for a Nintendo clock that looks.
I'm in my 50s.
Cartoon clock. Okay. If you sleep next to a person, is the person that you're going to be sleeping next to, are they also a fan of this kind of thing?
No, I think Alarmo then thinks that you're a two-headed monster.
Yep. Which would be a very interesting thing for a Japanese gaming company to assume you are. So, by the way, for the motion sensor, it's known as radio wave sensor. To put it very simply, it uses the reflection of radio waves to measure the distance from and speed of an object. So it's not an IR sensor, but this is something that is used in cars, drones, and robots for collision.
And they're very inexpensive to buy at Robot Shop.
Yep. And here you go. Due to those characteristics, we've been discussing internally for some time that a motion sensor could also be suitable for use in a private space, such as a bedroom. There you go. Right there. I'm assuming could be the same kind of thing you see. Oh, and that's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was, unless this is the largest Japanese person I've ever seen.
Have you guys seen like they're also doing like this Pokemon sleep app?
I've seen a Pikmin sleep app, but I have not seen a Pokemon one.
Yeah, I saw the Pokemon. I've never used it. Have you used it, Marvin?
No, I was just alerted that this is a thing that exists.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking into it now because Nintendo is apparently like, you know what? We have mastered waking hours. Right now, we have to hold dominion over the land of sleep.
I am just looking for
the end of Mario 2.
On how long it's taken them to build this out, because right now this series right here is Ask the Developer number 14, the Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo Part 1. Like this is something that someone at Nintendo is very proud of. Well,
I'm proud of them. And I'm excited, and I must have it. You must have it.
All right, we'll talk.
I can't wait for a full. I can't wait for a full review. I need an unboxing. I need. You got to set up a camera while you sleep that night so that we can watch the way it watches you.
Oh yeah, I will do an unboxing video. I'll do a camera review. I'll do. I mean, I will be. This will be that Alarmo place by the time I'm done with it.
I want a 24-hour Culture and Alarmo buddy comedy stream.
Okay.
Of you guys solving mysteries.
There is
sounds
part
like,
of me
that sounds like something they would do to advertise a Marvel series now.
Yeah, those Marvel advertisements are getting real weird. The Marvel.
We never got the Jarvis we should have gotten as like a phone AI assistant. We always should have gotten that.
That would have been
That's a very good point. There was an Iron Man 3 app that said that it was function like a Jarvis.
Oh, I remember.
Never get it to work.
I remember. I was so excited, and I was like, "So long, Siri!" And no, it was not. It didn't work.
I mean, honestly, Jarvis probably one of my favorite characters because he was essentially the put upon butler, and then he became one of my second favorite characters, which is Jarvis. That was the crime when Jarvis was born. When the Vision was born, they pretty much deleted Jarvis. I was kind of hoping at the end of it, in Endgame, as they're doing all this time travel, I was actually hoping for a Jarvis cameo.
Why not just duplicate Jarvis at that point? You know?
Yeah, but instead they went with Friday. So that being said, we are about to wrap things up here on That Game Place. Spencer, what you been doing, man?
I've been hanging out with you guys. What's the next story? What are we setting? Oh, we're signing off. Oh, I didn't even realize. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, we're just gonna go over here. We're gonna talk about the Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition.
Okay, I want that.
Go to random products over here.
That actually works.
Now we're like QVC for Nintendo.
Yeah.
So this one right here, you're going to want at least 3 of these here for each one of the children.
Jonas, our producer, is telling us right now that they are selling out. Folks, you're going to want this one now.
And we can tell you this is the lowest price you're going to see this at today. It will not be any lower today. So.
I literally just hit the hardware button and found like the next thing on here. Spencer, what's going on? You got anything you want to talk about here as far as plugging things?
I'll plug, guys. Check out boundingintocomics.com every day. Check me out over on my channel, Studio Kabuto. Check out me and Andrew of the Ripaverse on our comic book podcast, Foil Variant, on the same channel on YouTube. And then check out everything everybody's got going on here. Awesome. Especially the Marvin stuff. Marvin's always got good stuff that I'm on.
Is there Marvin stuff? Marvin, what's the Marvin stuff?
Yeah, what is Marvin doing?
There's quite a few. So Thursday nights at 8 p.m. we have got Toonie Talk TV, a live stream pop culture podcast over on Toonie Town TV. We have a stellar crew over there, one of which is the one and only Spencer Baculi. He's the Geordie LaForge of our of our starship that we've got going on there. Also, Lauren Connor's there. Martin Stone is there. Nolan Thunder makes appearances. So, come on over, check out what we got going. So tomorrow night's show, as long as I have power, it's still going on. So we will see what happens whether Milton decides that he's going to let me.
Is it hard to swim with all that fur?
I typically stay out of the water.
Okay, well, you may not have a choice soon.
And you also don't feed him after midnight. I found another thing. Anyways, guys, everybody needs to go check out not just Toonie Town TV, but Toonie Town Wrestling.
Wrestling.
And yes, Marvin, I have been watching your videos. You do an excellent job.
Have you actually?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing.
I saw Kevin wear a shirt for once.
Yeah.
That is true. He did.
But if
one of the comments that got caught in the filter when Kevin Apollo did that gameplays video was, that is one big deleted word, gamer.
Yes, it is. Big and angry. That's how he works.
Let me tell you, that was an amazing video. We over 20,000 views, guys. Well done.
I love that video.
So we cannot wait to like grift off your passion for Dragon Age, Marvin, just so you know.
Yeah, we will be doing that. We will be talking about that, and I'm sure it'll be very animated.
Speaking of animated, I'm going to jump in and promote my own self.
Please do. You were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt you.
I don't normally do this, but you can find me on my own channel, Culture Casino. Today, I point out the dismal Disney bigotry that maybe Warwick Davis called out at a recent convention, featuring the vocal and wonderful talents of the Force of Light ladies. So, you should check that out, and check out the other parties that were involved in that, and just kind of pay attention. But my video specifically points you to that. Over on that Park Place and T3PO, or that Park Place Online.
That Park Place
podcast online. Yeah,
easier to find as at that Pod Place.
That's also true. Speaking of being true, but do check that out. And then I'm on this little known channel that you may have heard of, that Game Place, which is where I am right now, which I absolutely enjoy. But do check all of those things out, and check out today's leaderboard. We're going to do the final leaderboard update before we make it over to Jonas, which is Makini still has last month's platinum trophy. The gold supporter is Jacob Foxfires, who came in strong. And Makini,
have you counted these?
And yes, I did. That's why he's in gold supporter mode. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to read them when you're done.
Yeah. And then silver, we've got Makini, and bronze is T. Neal. Well done, everybody, and thank you for contributing to today's stream and making it so I can have an Alarmo.
It's amazing to me that Tennille was able to achieve bronze supporter status with just 10 super chats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will try to get you your Alarmo Culture Casino. Jacob Foxfires, for $5, we spend a third of our lives asleep. Makes sense these devs would think outside the box with sleep games. So here's the thing, and you're totally right, and I'm going to go off on a soapbox here.
Oh boy.
Going to point out you need good quality underwear, good quality socks, and a excellent quality pillow, because your face is going to be in that pillow for a lot of time. So, if you're going to spend an extra little bit on those things there, there's pretty good case to be made for that.
So wait, do you think I can find some Nintendo sleep socks?
I'm going to say the quality on those Nintendo sleep socks, probably not, because they're probably going to be licensed to another company that just wants to make them for like kids. I'm going to say if you're going to get socks, probably get some like Stance socks. They're super comfortable.
I actually have those, and I also have Stance underwears too.
I got something planned for the end of this stream here, though.
The
mum for $1.99. Please, Floridians, stay safe. Yes, please.
Yes.
To anyone who is in Florida or traveling out of Florida here, please stay safe and don't do anything that we wouldn't do. And also don't do anything that we would do. And in the words of Tony Stark, there's probably a little gray area in the middle for how to handle yourselves. So that being said, I am the host of That Park Place, which will be streaming tomorrow at noon Eastern time. We are updating people on the parks. Also, the Pro Channel will be streaming tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And to our compatriot that was not able to be with us today, Space Dave 2000 for $2 Canadian says, last word, us mine.
What?